Okay, good morning, everyone. This is Simplified Lekeli. For many of us who want to have an understanding of how we should use EVIEW for our chapter 4, I just want to give us an introduction into that. How I'm going to be doing some series on this, but I want you to follow it from the beginning. Now, if you are using a secondary data where you have to gather information. Let's say you are doing something on you want to find out about GDP in Nigeria, for example. Now, if you look at this first table, you have here 2001, 2002, 2003, 4, 5, and 6, and you have the GDP value. Any data that exists in this form is called time series data. So of course, time series data is showing different years, and of course the data you are looking at, the data here is the GDP. Another type of data you have is cross-sectional data. A cross-sectional data is just looking at 1 year, so one period, but different months within that year, or different weeks within that year. So if you look at this first one, you have different years, that time series data. And then you now have uh, the second one, cross-sectional data, is just 1 year, but you are looking at different data within a year. That is cross-sectional. Then when you now combine the two, that is, you are looking at different years. Here you have 2001, 2002, 2003, and then you now have January, February, March, April. So this is pool data, combination of different year and different months within the year. So whether you are using time series data, or you are using cross-sectional data, or you are using pool data, don't forget time series data, different years. You are looking at the data within different years. Cross-sectional data, you are looking at the data within a year, but within that year you are looking at several periods. And then of course the pool data, you are considering several years and several data within each year. That's pool data. So now we are going to start with the first one. Let's Now I expect that you must have downloaded EVIEWS on your system. If you don't know how to do that, you can contact me. I can give you the EVIEWS for free. I will install it on your system for free for you. Just contact me, and then we'll look for a way to meet, and I will do that. So like myself, I have EVIEW already, so let me launch my EVIEW. So launching your EVIEW, it will come out this way, and then you can just come to file, come to new, come to work file. You see that? So let's say the data you want to work on is from uh, it's an annual data. You see it here, annual. There are some data, they will be multi-year, annual, semi-annually, quarterly, monthly, bi-monthly, fortnightly, every 2 weeks. So now tri-monthly is 10 days, every 10 days. So but let's look at annual data, and let's say I want to consider data from 2001 to 2004 to 2004. You can see that I will type it in. Start date is 2001, end date is 2004. So once I click that, I can just click on OK, so it will bring me here. Now put your cursor outside within the white space here, so you can just right click and then click new object, then come to series. Don't forget that the data we are looking at is time series. I want to explain to us time series. So let's say you want to look at the effect of unemployment on GDP. Effect of unemployment on GDP. So you can say, okay, let me come here and put my GDP we click OK. You can see that GDP has shown in that place. Come to that white space again, click new series, come here, clean it, and put unemployment. You can put unemployment as UNEMP. Let that represent unemployment. So click OK. So you can see that GDP and unemployment has come. Now you know that GDP here is the dependent variable, unemployment is the independent variable. So now you can click on your GDP and then put your hand on control key, click unemployment too. So you click GDP, put your hand on control key and click unemployment, then click open. You click as group, that is, you want to open it as group. You shall see that it has come out, and it came out for 4 years, 2001 to 2004, because that is the number of years I put at the beginning. So by the time you click on edit, so let's put the figures of the GDP. Let's just use any random figure: 24, 26, 21, 56. And then let's pick random figure of unemployment: 24, 98, 44, and then 56. So you see that after you have done, you put the figure of unemployment, put the figure of GDP that you have gathered, that you are working on. Let's say that you have gotten your data and then you want to analyze it. This is how you input the data. Then just come to quick and then come to estimate equation. It will bring out something like this. Now since GDP is your dependent variable, press GDP, then put space, press C. You know, in your regression equation you always have the constant, then press the unemployment, UNEMP. So because this is the way your equation will look like, then press OK. You can see that it brought out the result. This is the result. So now it's showing the time that the dependent variable is GDP, the method is least square, and then date is the date that we did this data and the time I'm doing it right now, and the sample year, which is 2001 to 2004. So it is the number of years that you want to look at that you put at the beginning. So included observation is 4. So this one is saying this coefficient, of course, 29.1824, and then unemployment is 0.046230. So of course you know how to interpret this. So this 29.18424 is the value of GDP, of course, when there is no unemployment. And then this 0.046230 is showing that a unit change in unemployment will bring about 0.046230 on increase in what? In GDP. And so look at the R square. So 0.007 is showing that there is a a very weak effect of unemployment on GDP according to this equation. And of course, if you look at the probability statistics, 0.3, which is less than which is way more than 0.05, it shows that it is not statistically significant. All of this interpretation is what I have explained one after the other in another video: R squared, adjusted R squared, standard error of regression, sum squared residual, log likelihood, F statistic, probability F statistic, W Watson, Anand Quinn criterion, Schwan's criterion, Akaike info criterion. I've explained all of it in another video. But what I just want to explain in this video is how to arrive at these outputs of EVIEW. You can see that it's very direct. So I will advise you that you can get the CD of EVIEW anywhere from where they sell computer accessories, and install it on your system and practice this. But if you cannot, contact me. I can give you that CD and I will install it for free for you on your system, so that at least you can practice it. Even if people are helping you to do your project, try to have some idea about how they came about the result. Don't be a total novice to everything. So till I see you again, please click on the subscribe button on my YouTube channel, and you are going to be learning a lot of things. Very, very soon, I'm going to be analyzing. The facts behind every economic news in the newspaper pages, Punch, Guardian. I want to be breaking it down, so that as an economist, or as somebody who should be familiar with the economy, you will understand some basic things about how the economy runs, and then you can be fine. So thank you very much. Till I come your way again, I remain simplified Lekili. Don't forget to click on the subscribe button. It's free. It doesn't bite. Just click on it, so that once I drop new videos you can learn from, um, you will be able to learn something. Just try as much as possible to be learning something per day, even if it is 10 minutes, 20 minutes. Like this video is less than 12 minutes. So thank you very much.